Welcome back. So in our previous videos in Spring Security, we are reading the information from our Spring defined tables. So our username and user authorities are stored in these two table, which is under user, and we are storing our username under user table, and whatever permission we are giving is under authorities table. Whereas users and authorities are predefined table provided by Spring Security. But in this video, we cannot use these two table because in different company there is different requirement to use a custom table. So in this video we are going to cover that topic, that how are we going to use the custom table. Now let's begin. So currently we have created a bean, bean of object user detail manager, which will use JDBC connection for data source and to establish the connection and validate the username and the credential information stored in the database. Now what we need to do is we need to definitely create the same bean but with providing some extra information. So now what we need to do first is we need to create those tables or our custom table for user and authorities. There's little bit, the table name will be different and table columns will be different, but eventually the architecture of the table remains the same. So now I've already created the query myself so that it will save some time for us. So our table is API underscore user and our columns are API active, API username, API password, and we have a primary key of API username, and then we have another table which is API authorities, whereas API username and API authority, and we have a foreign key constraint on which is on API username. So now what we are going to do is we are going to create these two tables and we'll just refresh our table from here. Okay, we have authorities and user. So now what are we going to do is we are going to create these two tables. So our API user table is created. Okay, API user is created. Now what are we going to do is we are going to create our table and create the unique index. Okay, we have created our another table. If you want these queries, you can comment down. I will provide you these queries. Now we have API authorities and API username. Now let us populate some record in these two tables. So first we'll see whether any information present in these two tables or not. Okay, tables are created. No information is present in here. Now let us populate some records and then okay. In our previous video we have covered bcrypt, whereas in this we are going to cover both the scenarios. Okay. And now we are going to insert into authority. So all the record inserted. Let us just quickly verify. Okay, dev1, dev2, dev3, dev4. Dev1, dev2 is encrypted. Dev1, dev2 is non-encrypted, whereas dev3, dev4 is encrypted using bcrypt algorithm. So now we have all the information present in our table. Okay, so now application is already running. We'll fire it. So okay, it is working. So now let us quickly create our bean. We will comment down this because now we will stop the application and we'll comment down this because now we are going to create another bean which is going to read the information from our custom tables. So it will be remain same user detail manager. User detail manager. It will be pointing to data source. And then what are we going to do is we are going to create JDBC user detail manager. Create an object of user detail manager. Pass our data source. And then JDBC user detail manager dot set user by username query. Now what are we going to do is we are going to come back to here later and then we need to get our username, and then what we're going to do is we are going to set our authority by username query. Perfect. And then we are going to return our JDBC. Perfect. Now here what are we going to do is we are going to define our query. Select API username, API password, API active from API. What is our table name? Users where API underscore username equal to, this is a placeholder which will, string security is going to pass this value, and then we are going to define our query which will fetch the authority. Select API underscore username, API underscore authority, what role we have provided from API underscore authority where API underscore user name, whether the username have that authority or not. This is going to check that, and then it will go into database run manager. Okay, perfect. So select API username, API password, API active from API from API username, same API username, API authority, API. Okay, see here is a typo. So now let us rerun our application and see what will happen. So we will just rerun our application. Okay, application is started. Just clear the logs. So now we are going to fire this. Okay, def4 is unauthorized because def4 is, what is the role of def4? Def4 is, def4 is lead. Lead don't have access to the developer role, so that's why they cannot access it. Let us see, def2 can access. Def2 also cannot access. Dev1 also cannot access. What is the, yeah, dev1, dev2, dev1, dev2. It is saying unauthorized. Yeah. API username, API password, API active, API username, API users, where API username. Our query is correct. Select API username authority from API. Okay, now see there is a mistake because our, what is our table name is API authorities, whereas we are passing API authority. Now let us read on our application and see what will happen. So did you see that we were getting error, but after analyzing it, we found it that there is an issue. Dev3 also can access, dev4 cannot access because dev4 is not developer role. Dev1, dev2, dev3. Okay, now what is the authority of all the roles? So dev1, dev2, dev3, dev2 is lead and dev2 is developer. That's why dev2 can access, whereas dev3 and dev4 has two different roles. That's why they cannot access. So now it is reading from that database. Did you notice that we have entered wrong table name for authority? So it was throwing us an error. Whereas we can enable SQL log and we can see that where it was pointing. But that I will leave for you to go and enable SQL log in application.properties, and when you enter or when you provide a wrong information in SQL, it will throw you an error in the console that it throws an error to you basically. So that's all for now. Thank you.